Because I think too many labels, a nigga would catch a hit, they'd be like, this is my next song.
Yeah.
And the label would be like, it's not a banger, we can't drop it. Guys couldn't flesh out catalog, guys couldn't drop albums, be like artists they wanted to be. A lot of guys just had to keep dropping bangers until there was no more bangers in the tank, and then you're washed. And I just don't think that's right. I think artists should be able to express themselves entirely, and I'm really passionate about that. That's what BBM's about, man.
Yo, I just want to say that this video is powered by DistroKid. Let's get it.
What's going on, guys? You're watching KTL right now. Chilling in a very special place with my guy, Jim Legxacy. How's it going, bro?
It's supposed to be him, man.
Bro, I'm so happy because I've been wanting to do this for a minute now, and this is your first.
My first, yeah.
Yeah.
My first video interview. I didn't really feel like I had developed enough as a person, almost, to be able to talk about things and feel like I would still be able to stick by those things, like going on in the future, if that makes sense. I feel like now when I speak about things, I speak with more confidence, essentially.
Definitely, no. I feel that to a T. I mean, no glaze here at all. I think you genuinely, in my opinion, are one of the most talented artists in the, like, not just the UK, but just the world, bro.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it, man.
Yeah.
I'm trying my hardest, man.
No, I could tell. That's the whole thing, is we know that you're trying really hard, and like it's intentional. I think the world is like slowly catching on right now, but I think you've been a one-of-one talent for like a long time. I guess first of all, tell me, like, where exactly are we at, and what's the significance of this place?
So we're in New Cross right now, which is in the Lewisham borough, and you know, I was born in Lewisham, and I've lived here my entire life. I've lived just in different parts of the borough, so I've lived in Catford. So, you know, it's a very special place to me. I always kind of try to shoot my videos around here, because I think it's important for me to show that I'm from here. I think a lot of UK music historically has been very regional. Like, people know like Skepta's from Tottenham, and they know that Giggs is from Peckham, and like Dave is from Streatham. Like, so I just always wanted to reaffirm that I'm from Lewisham, you know what I'm saying?
You tell me though, what was it like for a young Jim Legxacy specifically? Like, what was being from here like, good and bad?
I think there was a good sense of like brotherhood and community amongst like me and my friends. I think I specifically remember times like asking my mom, like, oh yeah, can I take my bicycle out and play with my brethren, and we'd ride bikes and get into trouble and do all kinds of rubbish. Like, I just remember like being young and outside and just causing trouble. But, you know, it's also been pretty bad here. You know, there's times when, you know, people die, or like, you know, people go to jail. Like, I remember like, yeah, I was really young when one of my best friends went to jail for a long time, and yeah, it's interesting. It's a good and bad thing, because, you know, there's nowhere else I'd rather grow up, because of the things that I've learned and the things I've experienced. They've made me who I am today. But there is also a lot of negativity here sometimes, and yeah, I guess music is an escape for that.
What do you think was like a specific early struggle you faced here that kind of shaped who you are right now? I feel like everyone can kind of pinpoint it to that, like one or two things, you know?
I honestly would just say poverty in general. I remember being like really young, like just like messaging my friends and calling my friends and just being like, yeah guys, I feel like the way I live my life isn't normal. Like, I feel like there's problems. Like, I just remember having conversations like that. My mum's trying so hard to shelter me from what's going on.
As she should.
Yeah, as she should. But like, you know, you're young and your understanding of the world is developing. And I just remember being like very concerned. I remember being very concerned as a youth, can't lie. Now that I'm here, I'm sat here and I'm just like, I don't really like not working, because it makes me feel like that again. Do you know?
Oh, I see. I get what you're trying to say. Yeah.
So work keeps me in check. It keeps me going. And my dog keeps me in check as well.
I am scared of your dog, though. I will say.
Yeah, you are.
I'm scared of all dogs, but yeah, your dog is going a little crazy when that said. But I do want to ask, kind of like, when do you think your music started to take off? Because, you know, I found out about you maybe 2021-ish or whatever, but I know you've been making it for a while. So when did it kind of take off?
I put out my first song in 2019, I think. Okay. And I just remember like getting 1,000 plays in the first day and being like, yo, I was gassed. I remember being so gassed, like, yeah. A song called Plethora, if anyone actually does remember that. It's an old song where I'm like rapping really hard, trying to rap like J. Cole and like Logic at the time.
Logic.
I remember I started using TikTok around 2021. And I started posting some of my songs, and I posted a song called I Tell.
Yep.
I never break the seal. I would just be posted on the block with all my niggas, trying to find a way.
But the time period when I posted this song, I was homeless, innit? So I used to sleep on my friend's Loey's sofa. I used to sleep in my friend Onika's office. And yeah, but I couldn't drop the songs fast enough as well. I feel like sometimes I regret that because some of the songs just went so far.
Yeah.
But I couldn't drop them in time because I just didn't have anything. And I wasn't trusting, I wasn't really trusting labels or trusting anyone that would come to me. So I was just like, man, I don't know.
You mentioned that you were homeless, and I know that you had an album where it wasn't about being homeless, but you had it in the title.
Yeah.
How did that kind of happen? Like what led to that? And then I'm very curious, like, how did you find your way out of that?
It's like an extremely long story. It's like a long story that causes a lot of things. But bottom line is, my dad had things going on, some court stuff. I'm trying to protect everyone in the situation.
Of course, yeah.
We had to move houses.
Yeah.
And there was an opportunity to communicate to the people that were moving us that he had a son. And he didn't. He was under surveillance. And therefore, I had to find my own way. And yeah, which is funny because I said, obviously the song Father's out and I'm talking about never having a father. But I think even that song is like me rewriting my history. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like telling myself so that I could get on with my life. Do you know what I'm saying?
I don't think the average fan would like connect the dots. And it's cool, some people might listen to that and be like, oh, this is such a jam,
Yeah.
But it's like they really don't know the story, and it's fine. I don't think everyone has to know. And I'm curious just how you overcame that whole situation and because that's not easy to do. You said you were cow chopping. Like, I'm sure your friends sometimes are going to be like, bro, like, it's been mad long. Like, come on.
The way I overcame that situation, I can attribute to my hard work and my dedication and continuing to put out snippets that did well. Things started to work themselves. Oh, that dog is, sorry, the dog's always distracting me.
Okay, that dog's not that bad.
Yeah, it's actually
I fuck with that dog.
Yeah, I just think I just kept working hard and people kept believing in me. People kept wanting to help me out and invest in me and pay for my vids and give me a place to stay next to them and stuff. People believed in me and they still believe in me.
Yeah, I'm happy, bro. I'm really happy knowing your story, and I do want to talk about your sound because, man, your sound is really hard to pinpoint. It's very unique, and one moment you'll like be rapping on like a UK like hard beat, and then you'll do that kind of flutter singing sound, which I think is so unique, and then you'll have like a house beat that you're on,
Yeah.
So I can't pinpoint what it is, and I'm curious how you kind of crafted your sound and who you pulled from.
There's so many people to credit.
We'd be here forever.
We'd be here forever.
Yeah.
Bon Iver, Kanye West, obviously, to me, even though he's completely fried, still the only person in his prime, I think, that made better music than Michael Jackson. Paramore, Daniel Bedingfield, Drake, Santa and Dave.
I would say Frank Ocean, definitely, no?
Yeah, Blonde as well is incredible.
Yeah, Good Kid, Mad City.
Good Kid, incredible.
Okay.
Artist called Jon Bellion, that was my little sister's favorite artist.
Nice.
Skepta.
Of course.
There's just so much music. Brakence. There's so many.
I love Brakence,
Brakence is
bro.
incredible.
Oh my God, Brakence is amazing.
I think JPEG Mafia as well. Like, that's one of the last artists I've heard. Like, when I heard him the first time, I was like, I've never ever in my life, I can't even fathom this. So JPEG Mafia is
so different.
I saw him live the other day as well. He's great.
Well, I guess so. That's a lot of artists that you pulled from. But when it comes to crafting your sound, I mentioned so many little pockets you do. How do you know what you're gonna make when you have so many different styles you do?
I started off rapping. I started off just rapping, just bars, just trying to be like the best barers. Yeah. 2018 was kind of the time where people like Carti and Uzi, etc., were starting to be platformed as the forefront runners of hip hop. My taste started to like change as well. I was like, I don't want to do this that much. So I started making beats. I found myself in a place where I was like, trying to make the most interesting beat possible to compensate for how much I was over rapping. But then I got to a point where I was like, man, I'm over rapping too much. Like, fuck rapping, I'm just gonna sing.
Yeah.
So hold on, I'm getting a phone call.
No, you're good.
I'm just gonna check who it is. It's Fred again. I'll call it. I'll text it. Wait, I'm gonna hit you in a sec in a hashtag interview, my
Nice.
king.
Shout out to Fred again.
Shout out to Fred. You know, I'd have the inflections and the style of a rapper,
Yeah.
but I would be a singer, and it just became this whole thing. And because I make all my own beats,
You make all your own beats?
yeah,
I did not know that. I know you produced a lot of it, but
I think
wow.
there's not a single song out in my thing that's not produced by me.
Wow. I gain more respect for you.
Yeah,
That's fire, yeah.
Yeah, I make every single beat. This project coming, that changes though.
Okay, yeah.
I took a step back still because there's so many guys better than me.
Yo, what's up, y'all? Hope I did not scare you. But, so you know KTO represents putting on for the next generation of artists. But, you know, in order to really make it as an independent artist, you absolutely must have a reliable distributor. And so I'm gonna give you guys my recommendation, and that is DistroKid. It's no surprise really that a lot of the artists you've seen us interview on this channel probably started their careers on DistroKid. And I think it's super vital for not only being in control of your music, but also 100% of your earnings. Because I know DistroKid gives you unlimited uploads, and it makes it super, super easy to just get your music on all the platforms, Spotify, Apple Music, etc. And really you just pay a yearly fee. So if you guys are serious about, you know, actually getting your music out there and also building a fan base, I am gonna put a link in the description for you guys so that you guys can start using DistroKid. But yeah.
I'll listen to a song like Block Hug, you know? And I think that one, the lyrics are so important, bro. That to me is like your most emotional song. Before even knowing what has been going on in your life, that's the most emotional song for me, and like I can relate to it in my own life.
I think what music in London has been missing for a long time is vulnerability, because I think a lot of us are trying so hard to come across a certain way, like try to come across like stum. I do it too. Everyone does it. Everyone falls into that cycle, especially when you grow up. But I just always try to emphasize in the music that there is a sensitive side. There is a space to be vulnerable, and there is a space to tell your truth. The way I'm innovating is I'm trying to integrate as much honesty into things, you know.
Yeah. I just thought that was so dope how you had like all your homies. I'm assuming you were like on your block, but it was such a sensitive, vulnerable song, which, you know, that's beautiful, bro. And I could see people seeing that and be like, yeah, it's okay to be vulnerable too, you know?
Yeah, it definitely is.
You know, you follow us, and when we FaceTime before, you said that you've been like a fan of us for a while, which, you know, I thought was so cool. What do you think about the artists that we cover, especially in North America? Like, are you a fan of the scene going on there?
Yeah. You know who I fuck with right now? I fuck with Protect.
Protect, yeah, Ball, okay.
Yeah, I fuck with Protect right now.
Yeah.
I think he's hot.
Yeah.
But yeah, he moves me. He's actually got like a lot of space on my playlist right now.
Nice.
But XavierSoBased, does he count as new?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Bro, I fucking love XavierSoBased.
Yeah. I love both sides of the jerk scene.
Yeah. I fuck with Beretta. Have you heard of an artist called Beretta?
Of course, yeah.
Beretta's hard.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's me for now still. Those three are hard still.
You had a role in producing Sprinter by Dave and Central Cee, which was one of the biggest songs like ever that year. Really? Yeah. What was your role in that like fully, and how'd that even happen?
It was an insane day. I linked Fred again that day, and I actually did the chorus for 10 that day that I linked Fred again, and then I got a text from one of my brethren saying, yo, you should come to the stew. Dave's working on the song, he wants to see what you could do on there. And I came to the studio and I did some bits, man. So yeah, I did both of those songs on the same day.
Wow.
It's actually really cool. I honestly was like, yeah, this is a banger, but I didn't think it was gonna go that
nuclear. Yeah.
It went crazy. But yeah, no, it was epic, man, and I appreciate them two for allowing me to be on the song.
Outside of music, what are your not even just what are your interests, but like what do you value most right now? You know, is it like family is like super important to you? Is it traveling, like, you know?
I've never really cared for traveling, actually. Never really cared for it. The prospect of it doesn't actually excite me that much. But maybe I need to go to more places. I haven't been to that many places. Family and friends. Like I'm on Discord like every day with a lot of my friends, and we just make music and my dog.
Nice.
I think those are the 3 pillars of my life right now.
What do you care about? What do you care about, like your niche interests? I saw your contact photo on iMessage was like CM Punk.
Yeah.
You're literally wearing a CM Punk shirt.
Yeah, I'm wearing a
too.
CM Punk t-shirt.
Yeah.
That's my goat. CM Punk is the greatest wrestler of all time.
Hell yeah.
So yeah, I'm a big wrestling fan. My dad used to play a lot of wrestling when I was a kid. I remember being so young. I can't remember how old, so young, but I remember there was a match. It was Money in the Bank, 2011, CM Punk, best in the world versus John Cena. My dad let me stay up and watch that. And I think that's the best match ever made, like ever in wrestling history.
Oh, I know exactly which one you're talking about.
Yeah. Chicago, yeah. It's the greatest match ever.
In CM Punk's hometown.
Yeah. It's a banger. So yeah, a lot of wrestling when I was a kid. Games, I play some games. I play Helldivers 2.
Okay.
I'm not sure if anyone knows that game, but it's my favorite game ever.
What console?
PS5.
Nice. You fucking with the John Cena heel turn, or what you think?
I'm fucking with it.
Yeah.
I think it's sick, man. I think them doing that must be an indicator that like they don't need him as much to be like the ring bearer, like the thing. It's so that he can be a bit more creative now, which is epic.
Right. I wasn't fucking with like. I don't think they needed Travis Scott to like slap Cody.
Yeah,
Rhodes,
they didn't
bro.
need Travis Scott, but you know what? I don't like celebrities in wrestling personally, but I think like there's something like when I look at old pictures from like the 90s.
Yeah.
And it's like Dennis Rodman in the ring with.
Got a bug in here.
Oh, is it?
Look it up. Yeah, go ahead.
When it's like Dennis Rodman in the ring with like Hulk Hogan, I just think it looks wavy because it's like at the time he was the guy, innit? So obviously when I see Travis there, I'm like, kids from like 20 years in the future are gonna be like, bro, they got Travis Scott in that moment. That's wavy as fuck. So I hear it because I think Dennis Rodman's wavy because he's like older.
I guess when you put it that way, yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, I mean,
one thing I always rave about you to people is like, guys, he makes good music, but you have to watch his videos, you know? And I'm saying down to like the color grading, the lighting, the locations, like what goes into the approach for your visuals, because I know you're super involved.
There's always this feeling, and I remember it from coming home from school when I was a kid. I don't know, like in the cold, it's always very gloomy, and I always want to try and recapture that feeling, whether it's through the grade or through the shots, you know?
Yeah.
Like the lights, the lights in the street, the lights in the shop. Like I like to recreate that. I just remember my childhood being very intense. I just remember everything, not only the bad bits, but the good bits. Like I remember them so intensely, and I always tried to recreate some of those emotions I felt in my music.
But I know at one point you wanted to be a graphic designer, right?
Yeah, when I was a youth, I wanted to be a graphic designer.
Does that play a role in any of your art direction right now?
I think what it did was build my taste. I think what happens with art, and if you make art, if you make music, if you write films, if you do whatever, there has to be something you do to develop taste. But as soon as taste is developed, you get universally almost. So if you have high taste in fucking graphic design, and then you say, fuck it, I want to be an artist, you're gonna have like high taste in that. I genuinely think taste converts throughout whatever, you know?
Yeah.
So I feel like graphic was like my entry point into understanding art in general, especially with BBM, like the last 2 singles, Father and Aggressive. I feel like I can feel my taste and my skill, like like this is the first time they touch.
Tell me just like about your swag though, like how do you like to dress, you know? I told you I fuck with the hat.
The hat, you know what's so mad?
Prada hat, by the way.
I didn't understand clothes until like last year.
Yeah.
So before I was just throwing on whatever, but I feel like now I try to keep it simple.
Yeah.
But maybe just have one piece where I'm doing too much, man. Do you know what I mean? Like this hat, like this is too much. Low key for me before.
Oh, but I get what you're trying to say. So you keep it very simple, but then you have one thing that's just like
a bit
overly,
bonkers. Yeah, do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I even think like shoes like these are Salomons, isn't it? Like they're kind of basic shoes, but like you know, like before I would wear Nike, but I'm just trying to like try a thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I still am figuring it out. You know?
For sure. I'm excited to see your next fit. But hey, man, you kind of touched on your next album, Black British Music, right? What's that title mean to you? You know, again, I know you're super intentional.
Hey, you okay?
You're right.
Yeah. What does the title mean to me? Black British people, we arrived here in what, the 70s? It's the 70s, right? We arrived in the 70s pretty much, right? And the history of Black British music is still so young. There is so much ground to cover, so much to do. I think Black British music in the past 10 years has had a lot of confines. I think there were periods where the idea of you being black and making certain kinds of music was a no-go. But I think we're in a period where you can do whatever. We've felt like we've had to force ourselves to fit in with each other and be like sardines in a tin. But for BBM, like, it's just me showcasing that being a black British artist means you can do whatever the hell you want.
I love that.
Like, this is black British music. Whatever my man's making is black British music. Whatever my man's making is black British music. Like, we're all just making. I want our culture to get to the point where man are just making for the sake of making. Because I think too many labels, what happened with the last wave that happened in 2015, I think like a nigga would catch a hit and then they'd go to the label, like, they'd be like, this is my next song.
Yeah.
And the label would be like, it's not a banger, we can't drop it. And guys couldn't flesh out catalog, guys couldn't drop albums, guys couldn't like be like artists they wanted to be. A lot of guys just had to keep dropping bangers until there was no more bangers in the tank, and then you're washed. And I just don't think that's right. I think artists should be able to express themselves entirely, and I'm really passionate about that, you know? And I think that's what BBM's about, man. BBM is just, it's black British music because I made it.
That's amazing. Did you think of that before
starting it?
Yeah, starting
Yes.
the album. Okay, nice,
Yep.
nice. I love when an album has like a purpose behind it rather than
Yep.
just like, oh, let's make something that sounds good. Love that, bro. That's the messaging in it. Now tell me sonically, what is it sounding like? You know, because I haven't heard any.
It's a mess.
Okay.
It is a mess. It is a hodgepodge of all my influences, like everything. You can hear everyone in there.
It's a mess, but it's my mess.
It's my mess. Yeah,
I like
it's a
that.
mess.
That's a cool quote.
Yeah.
I mean, I had to ask this, obviously, like, you put out Father, which is going to be on the album. Your music is rooted in so many different influences. You've made so many different styles. And you really got a dude and a couple people on Twitter being like, oh, no, this is just an underground UK jerk rapper, you know? You must hear that and be like, bro, what? Like,
you know what? I hear it and you see me, I think I'm quite competitive creatively. So when I see something like that, I'm like, oh, this is a challenge. Does that make sense? Like now there are people that are saying things based on seeing what I'm hearing a minute 45 of my music. They could be like, cool, this is what I think about my man. But it's like, cool, like, that's fine if you think that, but you know, I'm gonna have the time to flesh out my identity and do the things I want, and they're gonna see it. And then, you know, if they change their mind, I don't care. If they do, you know, all that I truly care about is making the songs and the songs being out. As long as I can like go to my Marge and be like, yeah, like, do you want, you know, Deliveroo or something? I don't know. Like, I get a lot of my validation in life from the people I love. So when I see people say things on the internet, I'm just like, yeah, you can say whatever you want, bro. Like, you know, like I see shit on the internet, and in my head, I'm just like, I'll say some rubbish, bro, and that I'll be uneducated about. You know what I'm saying?
But in your head, though, that's the difference.
I suppose that's different, isn't it?
That's why I wanted to ask you. For me, bro, I'm sorry. I like borderline almost deleted Twitter because that's like the most toxic place, bro. All you see is complaining and arguing, and it's just like.
But do you know what? As well, like,
I don't know.
I feel like before Father, yeah, my environment as an artist has always been overwhelmed with positivity because the people that listen to me and engage with me know what I am. I'm telling them about me being homeless. I'm telling them about what I'm experiencing with grief and stuff. I'm talking to them, and they know what I am. And I just think there's so many people that know who I am that when I see people that don't know who I am, I'm not saying I'm just already valid. I'm already vindicated. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And that's why I can just like. I remember that old Tyler the Creator tweet when he was like, "How can you be cyberbullied? Just turn off your phone." Like when I see those comments, bro, like it just doesn't move me because it's like I'm already. You know, I feel calm in myself, and I'm just gonna keep going. I'm just gonna keep dropping. It's a challenge.
Yeah, I respect it, bro. If that's how you think, then kudos to you, bro.
Come on, man.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
I guess the last thing I wanted to ask you is, you have legacy in your name. What do you want Jim Legxacy's legacy to be in like 5-10 years? You know.
In terms of scale, I feel like that when I first started, I was like, yeah, I want to be massive. But now it's like, I just want to be the best I can be. Like, and I reckon if I reach my best, it will be massive in it. But I just feel like aiming for massive in itself it goes against the idea of being an artist, because I think if you want to be an artist, that you want to rebel, you want to create against the grain. And I just think in 10 years time, I hope I've created enough things that haven't been created before, you know? Like I think since like, you know, my little sister really wanted to be an artist. She really wanted to be before she passed, and I just feel like there's a part of me so badly that just wants to see it through. I just need to. I just want to make her so proud.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess that gives me purpose and it gives me fuel, and I feel inspired. For so long I felt uninspired, you know. But I feel like finally I'm just like, you know what? I can actually do anything. I can make anything, and I just feel like everything you see from this point is just, you know, that fuel of like trying to be the best that I can possibly be in it.
Well said, bro. Well said. I love it, bro. I love this interview. I think a lot of people are gonna walk away feeling inspired for sure. That's for the reason why we do these, you know. And I guess, man, before we go, you gotta get Candy Rain back on Spotify.
You know
bro.
what? I genuinely think it'll be back. Like I don't even have. There's not even a shadow of a doubt in my soul.
Yeah.
In my soul. There's not even a shadow of a doubt that it'll come back, bro. I truly do believe it, bro.
That's my fucking favorite song by you, bro. You gotta get that back.
I'm gonna get it back. I will. Genuinely.
Appreciate it, bro. Super fun sitting down here in your neighborhood, man. And Black British music. You know.
EBM. Yow.
Excited to hear it, bro.
Come on, man.
All right, bro. Jim, nice meeting you, bro.
It's a pleasure.
Hey, what up, guys? Thank you for watching that video. Hope you liked it. Jim is not even one of, I would say, my favorite artists right now, as you can tell from what I was saying in the interview. If you enjoyed this, please make sure to like, comment, and obviously subscribe to the channel, because we have 3 more KTO in London interviews coming, and yeah, it's gonna be a surprise.